What's up YouTube? For tonight's video, we have a full Flareon team. This one is for Patreon. If you want your theme team done, you can check it out in the description of the video under the Patreon link. Mystery Guard, this one is for you. So I came out with 6 amazing Flareon sets, people. But however, the question for today is, what do you think is the best evolution? Leave it below in the comment section. Mine personally is Umbreon. I actually really am interested to see which one is the most popular. Put it below in the comment section. I'd love to know which one is the best or the most popular. If you enjoy these videos, people, give that like button a little tickle. Now, the battles in this video were very, very good and very, very funny. Make sure you stick around for the whole thing. And there's a little secret question in this video I want you guys to answer in the comment section too. I wonder what it could be. All right, we have a battle on my chat. This one, not my chat, my Discord. This one was against Tapu Dust. We have a Murkrow lead. So my first Flareon was going to get a little bit countered by this. So I'm going to swap out into my Flareon number... This is number 6. So let's go over what Flareon 6 was. I'm just going through my Flareons at the moment. This was my bulky, toxic, fire spin set with Wish and Charm. So the idea of this set is to trap in the opponent, preferably something that's like really, really stally and scummy, like a Murkrow, for example, and just toxic it, fire spin, and trap it in so it can't swap out and just stall it out. Now, if the opponent does have a rather large physical hitting move, you can go for Charm. I was running max health and max special defense on this set, a rising special defense nature too, and you know, I felt that was really, really tanky and worked really, really nicely. The ability was Flash Fire and the item was Leftovers. So obviously on this Flareon team, there was a lot of counters like rock types, water types, ground, like, you know, the list really goes on. Stealth rocks, that was really annoying too. Anyway, so the Murkrow's trying to boost up its special attack and special defense with the Calm Mind. Now, that's not going to really work because I'm already running a max special defense set. If I was running like more of a like a max health set and max defense set, that might have worked, but the Murkrow is not going to be able to do enough damage output for me to, you know, be able to get KO'd in one shot. All right, so Murkrow's going to go for its final Dunk Pulse against me. It doesn't flinch, but I do get paralyzed, which is a little bit of a pain. And I'm going to get a little bit of extra leftover recovery, but the Murkrow is going to go down this turn, which is good. Now, this is where the battle really starts to unfold. So Murkrow goes down, a very nice start. So I got rid of a stally Pokemon. I was very happy about that. I actually don't mind purple Murkrow. It looks really cool. All right, so now comes the Raticate. So I was like, well, I'm not sure if I really want to use Toxic against this, but since I'm probably going to get KO'd by this thing, I'm going to use Toxic on it anyway. So it's going to go for the Zen Headbutt. I don't get flinch. I'm able to get off Toxic against the Raticate, which was nice. Now, usually a lot of time they do carry Facade, or it has Double Edge or something like that. I was hoping it had Double Edge, not Facade, so I didn't like power up its move. Anyway, so I'm getting a little bit of leftover recovery. I'm going to go down the next turn anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Flareon 6 did a pretty nice job. So now we got the Raticate go for the crunch. That's going to take out my Flareon. So that's fine. Flareon did a nice job. Guys, someone has got to count how many times I say Flareon in this battle. Please, count how many times I say Flareon. Just leave it in the comment section. All right, so now bring in my Flareon number 3. So this set was pretty fun. We had a Curse, Flare Blitz, Iron Tail Superpower set. We've got max attack and max speed with the White Herb as the item. So the idea is to get a +1 in attack and the +1 in defense. Now, obviously, we don't like that speed like drop at all, so we're going to use the White Herb to get rid of that. In case I don't get time to set up Curse, or I find like I need to use Superpower and I don't want those drops, I'll just use Superpower right away. But most of the time, I use Curse and the Flare Blitz. Okay, so going for the Flare Blitz on the Dusclops, and it is on 1 health. I'm going to get some massive recall from the Dusclops. Now, Dusclops is going to be a Fizzle set. It's going to go for the Earthquake on my Flareon, and that is going to be enough to take me out. Oh, come on. Like, that was so close. All right, so Flareon 3 goes down, man. I thought I had the perfect setup then. I thought I was going to sweep this team. All right, so back into Flareon 1 this time. Now, Flareon 1 was a Choice Spec set. So I've got Choice Spec Shadow Ball, which worked rather nice in this situation. I've got Trump Card, Fire Blast, and Synchronize. So if I did come across a Fire-type Pokemon, I could go for a Synchronize. All right, so we've got max Special Attack and max Speed. All right, so interestingly, a Banette comes in, it's going to frisk out, and they're even going to see that I've got Choice Specs, right? So I'm like, okay, they're probably definitely going to swap. They stayed in, so I'm like, oh, guys, this is sweet. You know, this is a free kill right on the Banette. And it lives on 1 health again! Guys, can you just buy my merch already? God damn it! Anyway, so now the Banette's going to eat a fucking berry, which is going to be a Mega Berry. Now it's going to go for the Thunder Wave on my Flareon. So I can go for a Shadow Ball after this, unless it has something to one-shot me, or it's just a really scummy set. Anyway, speaking of scum, the Banette's going to go for the Hex, which is going to be boosted in power, obviously due to me being paralyzed. Since Flareon has a nice base special defense, I'm going to be able to live that one, and I don't get paralyzed, and I take out the Banette. So that was really good. I can't believe, like, both of those Pokemon lived on 1 health, like, twice in a row. I just can't believe that. So now we got the Shiftry coming out, probably the most, like, least threatening Pokemon out of this entire team. I'm paralyzed, so obviously I'm going to get KO'd here. Now we got the Shiftry going for the Dark Pulse against the Flareon. No, I wish I could say 1 health. And now I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball since I'm locked into it. And, you know, it does okay damage to Shiftry. If it didn't have a Focus Sash, it's now gone. Or anything, just some extra damage. So Shiftry is going to go for the Dark Pulse again on my Flareon, and that is going to go down. But don't worry, guys, there's still 3 fresh Flareon waiting. So we got Flareon 4 here. Now, this was the lead one I used earlier on, but I didn't actually get to make much use of it. So this was a max health, max attack set. We've got Groundium Z Dig, Quick Attack, Flame Charge, and Bite. So go for the Flame Charge there, and that's going to be enough to take out the Shiftry, like with obviously this max attack with Adamant too. So I've got Flash Fire as the ability, and Groundium Z worked rather nicely for Dig too. It was quite a little surprise factor against electric types and things like that. So and rock types, of course. So now we've got the Oricorio coming in there, going for the Acrobatics. It's a physical set, doesn't do too much to me. I live on 69 health, going for the Bite, hoping it one-shots. But unfortunately, it doesn't. So now I'm sick of these berries. So now the Oricorio Sensu is going to go for its little berry eating, and now it's going to be able to go for the Acrobatics. It's now at full power because it ate a berry, and it's going to take out my Flareon with this second Acrobatics. So I still have 2 Pokemon left. Don't you worry. I bet you won't be able to guess what they are. So we got Flareon number 2 here. Now this set was a max health, max defense set. We've got Mud Slap, Heal Bell, Wish, and Lava Plume with the item as Rocky Helmet. So now the Oricorio is going to hit the Rocky Helmet, and now I'm going to go for the Lava Plume, taking out Oricorio. So that's good. I had a nice defensive wall there, so it wasn't going to do too much damage. Okay, so the last Pokemon is the Raticate. So it's like, okay, well, we already know this is a physical set, right? If I can get a Lava Plume off against this should do some nice damage. So it's going to go for Facade. It hit Facade for the whole battle. Guys, do you remember when I poisoned that earlier on? It hit it. It hit it for the whole battle. All right, anyway, so it's going to take some poison damage. Takes a bit of scummy rock. The last Pokemon I've got is my Flareon number 5. So this is a Focus Energy set. It's Jolly Nature, but unfortunately for me, Raticate's going to outspeed me and one-shot me with a Facade. Oh, I can't believe that. I'm salty as... Let's get on to the next battle, people. What's up, guys? Flareon Team today. This is a battle on my Discord against Luca. All right, so we got a Bastodon lead. This is legitimately the start of the video, people. So we got a Bastodon lead, and I've got my Flareon 4 as the lead. Now, Flareon 4 was the Groundium Z Dig. So I thought in the team preview, I'm like, oh, Bastodon's going to be a really annoying Pokemon. It's probably going to be the lead too. So I thought, Groundium Z Dig would be a nice start, because if I didn't have that, it'd be like a real pain in the bum to get around. So I was hoping, I was hoping that it went for an attacking move and didn't set up Stealth Rocks, because that would be really annoying. But I had a sneaking little suspicion it would. So I go for the Z Dig there. That takes it down to its 30, and which I kind of expected it would have. Anyway, so now we got the Stealth Rock from the Bastodon, which I knew was coming, but I just couldn't do anything about. So I was kind of happy that I had my Z move there to do all that damage. So it's going to have leftovers of the item. Here I can just go for the Flame Charge and boost my speed a little bit. I was running, as I said, I was running a tanky set with Flame Charge, right? So hitting the Bastodon with a Flame Charge, and that one is going to take it out, giving me the early lead. Now, that wasn't such a bad matchup there. I was able to get rid of a bulky Pokemon, but they did get Stealth Rocks up, which is going to be very effective against, like, all of my Flareon. All right, so now we got the Scum Tank coming out. It's going to go for an explosion. I thought I'd actually outspeed it. Anyway, so with that explosion, that's going to be way too much for my Flareon to live, and that is going to go down. And cue the Stealth Rocks damage on every single Flareon that's going to get swapped in now. All right, so Flareon 4 goes down, and now I can swap in my next Flareon. So we have a Frogadier coming in. The shiny's not too bad on that. Don't mind that. And I'm going to swap in my Flareon 3. This is the shiny one that I was talking about, right? Okay, so with Flareon 3, he didn't get too much screen time last time. I think I went for the Cursed White Herb last time. So now we got the transformation into the fighting type, going for the Power Up Punch. Now I just went for Superpower here. I wasn't playing any games against this thing. I know that it's got like a water type move. So go for the Superpower there, and it lives. Oh, I can't believe it. And now the White Herb is going to kick in, but it doesn't even matter because it could just take me out with a power-up punch. And, you know, it's got waterfall too, so it's going to sweep my entire team. All right, so now it's going to go into a protein water type there, and that's going to take my Flareon number 3 out. I think we'll have it at this stage of the battle. They're like, you know, prepare for a Frogadier sweep. I was like, yeah, I've got a little surprise for it. Anyway, so swapping in my Flareon 2, which had Rocky Helmet. So I was hoping they'd just go for Rocky Helmet and I'd get rid of them. But they went for a gunk shot instead. I'm like, oh no, that's not going to affect Rocky Helmet because they're legitimately just throwing a bit at me. Anyways, that does big damage. I managed to tag that one. I went for a wish because I thought, I didn't even think I was going to live that one. I just, threw it out there for Rocky Helmet fodder. Thankfully, they went for the power-up punch, and that's going to take my Flareon out, and that's going to end the Frogadier's cold career. But, man, I could have attacked them, but I didn't expect them to go for a gunk shot. I thought they'd just go for waterfall. Maybe they expected my Rocky Helmet, guys. That was definitely it. So Frogadier's going to go down. A fairly even battle at the moment. So now we got, they're actually running a theme team too. So we got Thunderous coming up. And I was like, oh, what is this set going to be? So taking my usual damage from the Stealth Rocks. So it's going to go for the bulk up. Now this was a fairly salty part of the battle. So it's going to get a +1 defense and a +1 attack. Fire Blast misses. I really needed that one to hit because, as you guys know, right, this is a pretty powerful Flareon with the choice specs. So now it's going to go for an Astonish. Life Orb Astonish, and it flinches me. I'm like, I can't believe this is happening. And now the Thunderous is going to go for another Astonish. Look at it shaking its tail at me. I lived that one right. I don't go flinch, and Fire Blast misses twice in a row. What? I can't believe this. And I go down to an Astonished Thunderous. At least I died to such an amazing move, guys. I've always wanted to go down to Astonished Thunderous. So it takes out, I guess, the best bit that came out of that was it actually did some Life Orb damage to itself. So now going to my Flareon 6, usual Stealth Rock damage. Now I'm going to go, this is a bulk up. This is the bulk up set, so it's going to go for a +1 in attack and defense again. Oh man, I don't want to lose to a freaking Astonished Thunderous. So going to the Toxic there, I got to get Toxic up. Astonished Thunderous is it's meta right now, people. You really have to watch yourself out for it. So now going for a little bit of leftover recovery. Now, Flareon 6, as you guys do know, is quite bulky in special defense, but not so much in defense. So I thought I can get the Wish off, or I could go for the Charm, right? I was thinking, what one should I do? Should I go for the Wish or Fire Spin? Decided to go for Fire Spin to get some damage against this thing. So it does okay damage, I guess, just trapping it in. Thank goodness it didn't miss. If that one missed, that would have been really bad. So getting some extra leftovers recovery. The Thunderous is taking some extra damage. It's going to go down the next turn to the Toxic and the Fire Spin. Right, so here, this turn I went for Wish. Normally I run Protect on this set instead of Charm. I just wanted to make things a little bit different. So I lived that one, thank goodness. It's going to go down to Life Orb and Toxic damage. I'm going to get the Wish off there, and we've got the Thunderous down finally. The Astonished Thunderous, guys. Some sets, guys, you just have to try it out. I'm telling you, try it out. So that's going to go down to the Toxic and would have gone down to the Fire Spin damage anyway. So that's pretty good. But now we've got 2 Pokemon running. We got this Clefable, right? I was worried about this. I was like, this is probably going to be a Magic Guard set. In case it isn't and it's got Unaware, I'm going to go for the Toxic instead. I just want to see what this actually is. I could have gone for Fire Spin, but it would have done Monkeys. I just want to see what nature it's got, right? Ability. Anyway, so now it's going to go for a Normalium Z move. So as soon as I seen this, I'm like, what troll set is this going to be? Look at its face. Doesn't even give 2 shits. Anyway, so it's going to go for a Z Belly Drum. Oh no, this is not good. What am I going to get? I'm going to get swept by a freaking double slap. Anyway, so it's going to get a little bit of health recovery there from the Wish. I mean, a little bit more than a little bit. And I'm going to get some more leftover recovery. But it does have +6 in attack, which is, it's very threatening. Even like a normal type move or anything like that is going to hit really hard. So this time I thought, I'm going to go for the Charm here. There's no point going for the Fire Spin. I got to set up my next Pokemon. And then it has Meteor Mash. What is this set? And Meteor Mash hits really hard, but it doesn't affect me. What is this troll set? Anyway, so Flareon 6 lives on the skin of its teeth. I mean, the only reason I actually lived that was due to the Charm, right? If I used the Fire Spin, it would have taken me out. So they tried to disrespect me with that Meteor Mash. So I thought, well, I'm going to disrespect them by going for another Charm. So that's dropped its attack. It's only got a +2 in attack now. Meteor Mash misses. So I can go for another Charm, right? And that's going to negate all of Belly Drum's stat boost, which is pretty hilarious. So they ended up to not have Magic Guard. They probably got Unaware as their ability. So now going for the charm, the third charm, which is quite charming. So now that's going to be I wonder what moves did this have other than Meteor Mash? Did it just have, is that all I had? Belly Drum and Meteor Mash. So Meteor Mash isn't going to take me out. The leftover recovery basically heals up the damage that Meteor Mash does, and the Clefairy is going to go down to the Toxic. So the last Pokemon, I was like, this Pokemon is scary too. Like, their last Pokemon was very, I was actually probably scared of this Pokemon out of all of them. So we've got the Solrock. So I was like, let's go for Toxic here. This will be really good. They're going to go for the Rock Polish. So I was like, okay, that's fine, I guess. That's going to probably outspeed my last Flareon now. Toxic misses. Now, that was such an... Remember that turn, guys. Remember that turn. That was a very, very important miss there. Remember that one well. Anyway, so now the Solrocks are going to go for a Psychic as a special set. I lived on 4 health. I can't believe I'm so bulky. And then against Solrock's special attack isn't... Yeah, it's probably not the greatest in the world. So getting off the Toxic against the Solrock. This time a hit, which is really nice. Now Solrock can go for a Psychic and take me out. I really like Solrock. It's a cool Pokemon. It's just one of those Pokemon you don't see much. And Lunatone. I really like those two Pokemon. So now Solrocks are going to go for the Psychic against my Flareon. And that is going to be enough to take it out. Now, as you guys know, I still do have one more Pokemon left. And that Solrock's going to take a little bit of damage. So I was wondering what item does this thing have? Does it have a berry? Does it have something like that? I'm not sure. So going to my Flareon 5, taking my usual Stealth Rocks damage. Now Flareon 5 is it's a sweeping set, but it does have a nice base special defense. So it's going to hit me with a Psychic here. I'm going to get a special defense drop. That couldn't have happened. Not right at the end. So go for the Shadow Ball. It didn't kill it. Now it's going to get a special defense drop, but that doesn't even matter, right? Because the Toxic's going to kick in, and it lives on basically 1 health. I can't believe it. That Toxic missed at the start. If that Toxic hit at the start, right, that would have taken it down, and they got a special defense drop, and that was the only reason it took me out then. I can't believe this team. My bad luck. This team. Guys, just buy my merch and watch the bloopers, okay? Peace.